only down a little.
But I believe he did exactly what he needed to do in that fight. Like 100%. He absorbed so much.
Time, damage, and everything. So now the supports are laning off in like these levels so I can play the game. Waiting for them, of course.
Feels bad.
Void spent a little time jumping, but it's going to pick up the chip best, which is really great for him. Awesome way to accelerate if you don't have an AoE skill, and Faces Void is one of those heroes that lacks on farming.
Look at no mana where he goes. Death is following him. That sounds like I'm making up a proverb or something like that, but they have the whole gang squad. Sonic Wave. Death goes in, gets the kill on Ame. And Faithion now having to be a bit careful here. He's being dove underneath his own tower. The Chakram comes out. They're trying to burst down this witch here. Although, Death perhaps he went a little bit too far. Nothing to say, giving some flicks out, but the Luna's here. They're going to go back in. That's a kill for Chuen. And Nothing to Say needs to be very careful because I told you, we looked at this draft purge, they were aggressive. And boy, are they playing it aggressively.
Yeah, they're looking at the map and they're like, well, we know where Faces Void is. Bane's farming the safe lane. He's in the tri-camp, obviously. Death just walks there, even if they do run at him. He's still quite tanky. He doesn't have a hood yet, surprisingly, but he still feels really comfortable to make these moves when they spot the Void like that, and he's only level 6. The team just strolls over, and they put the pressure in and get that big kill.
Jabs is being quite cheeky here. Look at these level differences over on the side of Fnatic versus PSG.
Blessings upon a loyal
Getting kills helps a lot.
Getting kills does. I mean, with...
You walk to the lane again. Faces Void's top. He's like, all right, heading over, guys. Be right there.
My best friend, the Faceless Void. How you doing, buddy?
There's that replay there. A little damage being dealt. The Sonic Wave. They pick up Courier as well. Then that gives them to now dive for Faith Beyond. Excellent.
Sure, he has had absolutely enough with this Timbersaw, but they do rotate Faithion, go wide, they go for the exorcism, they're like, get this guy off of me. Follow Shinkyu, this is 4 heroes up here. Jabs with a nice avalanche, slows them down, just enough death. He's running, there's gonna be the Sunstrike, he can't get him. Can they get there faster? No, he's got the 17 up, he is an escape artist. Death is going to survive. After they rotated 4 heroes, burn the Exo.
Ankle's broken. That was 4 broken ankles, guys. I can't believe he's lived again. That time I was like, there's no way he lives. There's no way. They're definitely going to get him this time. Doesn't have a hood. He's got lots of regen, lots of levels, 4 points in reactive armor, and that was enough.
No hood still, again.
Yeah, just doesn't need it. Most Timbersaws just buy that right away, get all these tanky items, but Death is just picking up his quick items. He wants a different
Fnatic on the aggressive again. They want to try to get Nothing to Say. They did land a nice silence, which bought a little bit more time. Jabs, though, perhaps going a bit too deep, so he is forced to try to juke. Nope, Crypt Swarm at the last second from Faithion will ensure his death.
A lot of Sunstrikes that are not quite landing perfectly. They're just in their mind right now, and that's gotta hurt. When you miss the first couple, you start to lose confidence. You're thinking like, oh man, they're always one step ahead of me. Can't get past these mind games. It can be a lot harder for Nothing to Say to accelerate in levels. That's a big deal. It's delayed ags. But that said, he's got a Midas. He's the most farmed person on his team right now, so he's just got to keep this up till they can get the ags. The game is not over at all for LGD.
They are losing real estate, though, and that is something that they have to be hyper aware of. Really pushing into their side of the jungle, making sure that they're just trying to take as much space away as possible. Shinkyu trying to clear up this creep wave, but does have to be careful here. Death would love to add another notch onto this belt that he's got going on. Chasing him down. Casually, Chuen says, oh, what are we doing? Need help. That's another kill for Death.
Base.
He's living up to his name, dude.
Yep, his Yules is just about completed. He needs to buy a Void Stone here, and that'll be great against potentially Faces Void if he Chronos. He could use it on himself if he's in trouble.
If he gets silenced.
If he gets silenced, he could also Yules a Bane if Bane's ripping someone. Timber chain in, Yules that guy. There's a lot of good things he can do with this item, and clearly he's not needing the hood too badly. And look at this, he's not even letting him get close to this tower. He can just be so aggressive.
He is respecting it, though. He's backed off a little bit. Or actually, he's just luring in Faithion here. Chakram, Spirit, Siphon will work. A bottom lane. They went for the Chronosphere, and they do manage to take down Jabs. Nightmare over onto Chuen.
That's the only kill they're getting. I think LGD is absolutely not the network. The 3K gold advantage for Fnatic. The constant pressure on the top lane. They just, again, they have damage problems. Their damage is Exorcism Sunstrike and Void if Void is farmed. Void's not farmed. The Sunstrike
Ame's trying really hard, but everywhere he goes, there's just a Timber Saw. Hello.
And the Sunstrikes are hard to land outside Chronosphere. They don't have cheap, easy disables. It's like Winter's Curse, they have a bunch of slows, and they have grip. So it's like anytime they want to pressure Death, there's just, it's not super easy to do with the heroes they have. This Bane plus Winter Wyvern combo, it just feels a little bit limited for them.
Say, walk into Twin and jabs, toss over. Doesn't take a little bit of a nap here, this Tiny. Sonic Wave coming out, nothing to say, it's just absolutely blown up. And oh look, it's our good friend Death as Y just gets cut down. They're not even done. There's not a lot of mana left on Twin. He's looking at Faith Beyond like, hey.
And he's almost got his Orchid finished. 400 gold to go and 14 minutes on the game.
Oh my god, jabs. Jabs, please.
Oh, I just pressed enter. There's a couple jab spams going on.
There's just a couple. He's also just asking for a high five non-stop, just following them all around. All of these spams.
Gotta get in there, dude. Raise your team morale.
This is where you mute the enemy team.
That's a safe play. Very safe play.
Only allow, you know, incoming team chat.
Not a bad idea. You gotta mute your
Warfare. Absolute warfare. Yeah, sometimes I have to mute you. Nah, dude, I'm kidding.
Faces Void dreaming of a Maelstrom here. He's got it queued up. He's got 1,000 gold in the bank, but he's got a ways to go. The only salvation is this Chip Vest, one of the neutral items that accelerates you in an AoE sense here. So just bought himself a teleport scroll as well. That's the other thing. You run at him, you make him leave. It's like he's got to spend 100 gold every time.
I was about to say, I want to know how much gold he's had to spend on being able to just move around the map. Why? Throwing out the Nightmare here on Death.
Will this be his time?
No. He's still going too. He's like, ha, come back here. Looks like they're going to try to go for a D-ward at the very least. That Silence getting tossed out over onto Death. He's got the Yules to be able to just remove it. And he's just still going. He still wants a kill. He wants why. He saw why in the first place. PSG won't hold him with the play. Looks like they're finally going to be able to get that kill that they've wanted for so long. But
honestly, still feels good.
That's an exo burn. They're not taking on their side of the map. They're not taking any objectives.
Exactly.
That's huge.
Death got them to use. They got him to use Exorcism near their tier 2 tower on their side of the map. Like by the time he gets to the tier 1 tower, it's over, and now they just get another kill.
And now Faith Beyond is thinking, oh dear God, I need to get out of here as fast as possible. DJ is here. All right, there it is. There's a Chronosphere, but where are you going to get all that damage? Throwing in. There's a Sunstreak. All right, Twin will fall. Silence, but they're still running after them. They don't want to give any quarter, although DJ sitting very low. They're going to be able to find themselves a kill. Raven, though, looking very healthy, and Ame is looking very dead right now. Faith Beyond trying to hide the corner. They have the Yules. This is not going to end well for you, sir. The high five coming out from Jabs. Yet again, it's a double kill for Raven. And another voice line from Jabs.
It was a good pressure
Get out of there, white homie. What are you doing? What are you doing? Jabs with the blink, the toss back. Like I got you a little present for when you wake up, Death. Just goes right on through the yo-yo of Death. Does, of course, have the brain sap, so it looks like he's going to be all right there, but I'm sure he was a little like, oh no, as I was.
Yeah, and this is the important thing to do. He's forcing LGD to react to him instantly, and once in a while they get a kill on him, but they burned Fiend's Grip, they used Exorcism, and if Ame was able to survive in that fight, it would have been okay, if not good for them, but tough for him that he ends up getting cleaned up on the back line. Still struggling on levels, but he's at level 11 now, so it's a lot better. Being there for the Timber kill was huge. Sure. It jumps their levels a lot. It gives them more tools to work with. So a little, maybe the net worth is about even, but the level catch-up was good.
It's very important. Now, Fnatic, they need to keep up this pressure because, like we said, take a look at the net worth for the Invoker. He's still sitting very pretty. You get a Chronosphere, you get the Cataclysm, it goes late enough. It looks very tight. It's very difficult to deal with. So it looks like Fnatic, though, they've got their eyes on the prize. They're thinking, all right, we're very powerful right now. We've got some good items. We've got the BKB on Luna. Let's get an Aegis.
That's the way to do it. And even still, it's scary for PSG.LGD to cross the map because they know at any time Death could come, do 300 pure damage to them. And they're going to have to react to that because you don't know if somebody else is going to jump out and kill you. Don't worry about Quap and so many other things.
We got the Ags online, though. This is the moment now for PSG.LGD. They don't have the Chronosphere up just yet.
You have
Look
a blink on Jabs, though. He's got
Jabs knows. He has just been trailing Faceless Void this entire time, blinking forward, hoping he can get his hands on them just a little bit too short. It's very lucky for them. Faith Beyond will spot out DJ over on the side.
Ooh, we got one new tool, though. Winter Wyvern, Jin Q on has picked up his Orchid, so this will give him the ability to get some kills. You can't necessarily just win for somebody by themselves right now because it doesn't last as long, but if they're put together, we got one example by all the damage you do to that one guy. It gives them another way to deal with Timber Saw. Obviously you can still use it off, but now they have multiple silences, force them to use it, then get the kill. Or Quap jumps in aggressively, or could her pick up that kill. They've got some options now, but still, there's a BKB and an Aegis on Raven. Raven traditionally does not make very many mistakes as a carry player. He has always been extremely talented, great stats at every TI he participates in, so good luck finding and punishing them.
Should look to their middle tower.
And it all comes down to Xingqiu in a very good position until they cut down all of his trees, of course. Trying to find that optimal Winter's Curse or anyone that's just being a little bit too aggressive. Hide a bit over to the side as the Exorcism does get used in the mid lane. Not enough to take down the tower though, and they have plenty of burst damage. Fabian trying to stay alive, just not looking like he's gonna be able to do it. Oh, he has the Yules. Can they finish off the tower in time? Not looking like they will, as they will finish off Fabian. Y will just get burst down. And Death continues his tirade, continues this, oh, okay, all right, they follow it up. This is what we're waiting for. Here comes the Sun Strike, it's beautiful. Takes down Death, and it will take out that Aegis. Raven having to come right back up again, but now here's the problem, Purge. Kill them once.
Is under attack.
How do you kill them again?
Yeah, you gotta wait. Slow things down if at all possible, because 2 minutes on Chronosphere is gone. I don't know what Cataclysm is, but if there's no Chrono Cataclysm, it's not gonna feel. So the next item solutions, I guess there's not really a good way to save your allies outside of the upgraded Yules. You buy that to save somebody that's about to Cataclysm die in Chronosphere, but Glimmer Cape doesn't do it, it's all pure damage, so for now, they just got to try to slow the game down if possible, and occasional deaths on Death are still feeling good because they're getting kills, they're clutching the map, and now
ooh, that doesn't feel good though. Fabian taking a lot of damage. The silence, he's got the Yules, he should be able to purge off the silence, but they need to get out faster, and they have too much magic damage. That save from Xingqiu not going to do it enough.
Good attempt, but like they didn't even get close to the. They were approaching the tri-camp, but they weren't that close. And as soon as they get forward, they jump in with the tiny. They have a toss. They have follow-ups. So they're not letting LGD even get close to like dewarding these high cliff areas. They do have one ward over here, which is helping them a bit, but apparently not enough because they don't have perfect vision. Now it's Jabs looking for Ame.
He is indeed looking for. He has been on Ame the entire time, my friend. Yeah, look at this. Throws out the high five. Ame has got to be sick of seeing that.
Just great reaction there. Jab's going, not even a reaction, he's planning ahead. It's like, I see Ame on a creep wave or know about where he's going to play on the map. You show up, you get there in time, and then it is a lot easier for your core, your Queen of Pain to just show up. He TPs, he blinks over, he gets the follow-up on that kill, and now a huge kill on Ame. But with that said, it's almost time. 40 seconds left on Chronosphere. So we should be able to see another Cataclysm come out. And the real question is like, how many kills are you? If it's just going to be one, like the last fight, they got Aegis obviously, but we won't count that there. If you're just getting one fight or one kill per Cataclysm, where you're still getting wrecked across the map, it's not going to feel good enough. They need to get a good team fight with multiple people in Chrono. The Cataclysm needs to get a lot.
Oh dear, I believe Y is going to be disappearing very, very shortly as they cut down the trees. They've silenced him, and we'll try to eventually just get. That's a funny looking thing there. Brain sap, couple more clicks, and Death, hello? No, we're just kidding, dude. You have been an outstanding.
Just camera's at a bad angle. That's all. It's
fine. He didn't want to do it anyways. It was the BM chain.
All right, we got nothing to say. He's got Boots of Travel finished, queuing up a BKB next, so no refresher anytime. But he does need BKB to help himself stay alive. Totally makes sense why he's going for this. But with that said, the Bulldust is now maxed up on the Ogre. He's been able to afford an Aether Lens. Gonna make it easier for him to land his Fire Blast from range. But mostly just by his team. His Death almost. He's got a Sun, just got a Plate Mail. Going for Lotus Orb up next. Gonna help protect himself against Feeble or Crit, but look at the smoke.
It is time. The Chronosphere is up. The Cataclysm is up. Jabs just wanders on in and breaks the smoke, and they don't know that he's there. They drop the sentry. They're a little too late. DJ looking for this opening. They're trying to back off. They're not sure if they want to go back. And look at Ame, though. So patient. Trying to find this opening. DJ is being a little cheeky over here. He's just going to try to take that outpost. Easy peasy. The silence comes off. They won't have an Ogre for this fight. Well, I think Fnatic is going to respect that. But again, it's an Exo on their side of the map. It's not how you want to use those.
Yeah, he was being pretty cheeky there. I was like, he's gonna take Shrine, be like, hey guys, I'm here taking Shrine, and he almost dodged a tornado, and it looked a little bit weak. But the fact that everybody was able to disengage while Exorcism was used, completely changes everything. But the thing is, if they don't use extras in there, maybe they don't even kill Ogre. Like, they kind of needed to do it because, once again, their damage is not super easy to execute or low resource usage. So, one dead hero briefly back up, and now they're going to be on the map again.
Ben is already on the hunt with his good friend Jabs. That's why he's just trying to buy some more time. They'll throw a tree out, they'll blink forward, they'll eventually get the Bane. It's gonna take them a little while, and this is a little bit of more space, right? This is more space for Ame. Gonna be able to go hit some more creeps.
I guess. He's jungling with a Maelstrom only at 20. Like,
It doesn't feel good,
he's hitting
but
creeps, but it doesn't feel amazing.
what else is he gonna hit right now, though, dude?
Well, I'm just saying, if he's hitting a creep wave, he's getting more golden experience, is all I'm saying. So
Okay,
if he's like off on the bot lane, about to pressure to your tower, kind of like how Nothing to Say is, I would be like, I'm happy for Void. But if it's Invoker getting it, you know, I'd prefer that net worth goes to Void, because Void's got a lot of catch up to do. Like, he's 9.3k gold or net worth, and Luna's over there 15k, very strong. Eye of Scotty's finished. That means the Death Prophet's out of the game effectively, because now you're getting 40% less lifesteal. That's like the Scotty moment is terrifying for Death Prophet when it comes. So like, now your offlaner, Faithion, is a damage sword. He's not going to be able to tank nearly.
The way that they smoke up, they're like, where is Ame? You know that he's gonna want to be hitting creeps. He wants to farm. He wasn't on the top part, but you see, they read it so well. They immediately go, they teleport him up to the top lane, double damage him, but they're just gonna push it out. And right now, it definitely feels very scary for PSG.LGD. It feels like they're not able to step out of the space hardly at all. Another smoke coming out, though. They're looking to use combination because it went very well last fight. But they need to make sure that they get enough people and the right people.
Not just an Ogre.
Not just DJ, who just happens to wander on through again. Hey, guys! You guys know that Purge is a really good Ogre in person? Definitely is. You were watching the our pre-show over on the other stream the other day.
Man, was that the fill hour that we did?
That was our pre-show, Purge.
Ah, yes, very good. We basically covered everything that you'll ever need about TI in it. You know, until the first gameplay. Now it's all irrelevant, but
And then some.
gotta play those supports in the front, break the smokes.
When finding himself, faces Void bashes, but they follow up. Sonic Wave, he's out of here. Not the way he wants to be. Again, they found themselves death. They'll go with the Sunstrike. They should be able to get the kill on the Timbersaw this time around. But again, another Exo over on that side. DJ and Raven just slicing through. Okay, that's a really nice Winter's Curse. That's gonna go with the Sunstrike more time. He's fairly tanky, though. I don't believe it's gonna be quite enough to take out Chuan, as Jabs is indeed here. Faithion, he can't decide. He's like, should I stay or should I go? Which I'm pretty sure is a song. And he decides, I need to leave.
I'm surprised that Winter's Curse didn't produce a kill. I mean, that's a Luna hitting you. That's scary stuff, but...
That's a fairly tanky Queen of Pain, too.
Yeah, she was. I think it's just that they have decent levels. She wants talent. Nothing's weird going on here. The main thing was, I guess, that Luna's neutral item isn't damage-based. She went Scotty, which is like an okay damage item, not incredible. And Luna traditionally just does a lot of AoE as well, so just kind of worked out nicely. She also didn't have Bloodlust on her at the time, otherwise it would have been for sure.
Yeah,
so, a little tough. Once again, Death is the only guy that dies, but he's safe. I can't help but think that he wants maybe a Lotus Orb, or not a Lotus, the Aeon Disc. Maybe if you can get it to proc, that's like maybe the one way to save him, other than like somebody else Yule's in the air. But you know, either way, he's tanking the damage and his team kills, getting an advantage. They're waiting for second Roshan, which I'm pretty confident to say that they should be set on, especially because they're waiting on Cataclysm now. Cataclysm got used, it's up in 20. So I guess they'll still have a window on LGD. When Roche comes up, they'll have one more Chrono Cataclysm fight, and if they get enough kills with it, then PSG.LGD can get back in this game. Take Aegis, they can take the Shard. Or if Fnatic goes crazy trying to take or sneak Roche and LGD gets there in time and that's up, it could be really good for them. But as time goes on, Fnatic is slowly compounding their advantage more and more and more. Void is still pretty far behind. He's got the items of like a 20-minute Faces Void, and it's at 27 minutes. It's been a tough game for Ame.
I mean, he's hanging in there, nothing to say, of course, just trying to find any sort of farm on the map, pushing out these lanes. And he's done a fairly good job in just being able to keep their space open, I guess is a good way to put it,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
But Fnatic is definitely very, incredibly aggressive. Oh wait, we get another smoke coming out from the side of PSG.LGD. For that opening is a death over top. I don't know if that's necessarily who they want. They'd rather that they were together. And look at the way they're playing. They're putting these very tanky boys up in front. Silence immediately comes out with that Lotus. Going for the exorcism. The rest of the team, though, still waiting patiently. They're hoping they find something else. The Sonic Wave, there's the Chronosphere coming out. There's going to be some of those meatballs, the Cataclysm. Is it going to be enough? No, Chuan's still alive and kicking his death over on the back line, just making absolute mayhem, chasing after these supports. Gonna get thrown up into the air. They've got the slow on the ground. Okay, there it is, Winter's Curse, but that is not the person you want. You wanted to turn that back. A wretched Q, no! And they'll turn right back in again. Lucent Beam will collect.
Skies take you.
Ame had to make a choice there, and they didn't have vision actually on that cliff. He jumped up, he lands a chrono, and it's just the queen, fortunately. And he gets pushed back by the Sonic Wave too. It just ended up producing not a great team fight. Even if they killed Quap there, I don't think they win that fight, unfortunately. But they broke the smokes. DJ gets some ignites off. That makes things a little bit easier. And ultimately, everyone stays alive for the fight. So Fnatic should be able to get this Aegis without any trouble at all. And they get a free shard. Shard's probably going to Luna now. Picks up his Satanic as well, going for the battle build. He wants to just be able to stay alive. And this is also another smart item. It's only giving him 55 damage. Mostly tank and survivability, and that's really all he needs here. He does not want to be high damage. He doesn't necessarily want a Daedalus. He wants to make sure that if he gets cursed with somebody, that person is going to live if they have a moderate amount of health in their full HP.
We've got the shard picked up on Luna now as well from the Roshan. That loose throws out the glaives. More damage going to be dumped in the slice, but like you said, it is controlled damage. It is damage that, unless Raven goes and decides to use it, it's not going to affect during the Winter's Curse. And look at this. Ame just gets walked up here by jabs. You've got a support who's just like, I don't care. Literally been chasing him around the map, wanting the high five.
It's the thing to do, honestly. He's been doing it from the start of the game, basically. He walks up. It's kind of what Death has been doing. You look at the guy that's weaker than you, and is unfortunately in a position where he can't do anything if you play aggressive like that. You walk up, you harass him, zone them, and you're happy.
Nothing to say. There are many people that are slowly coming over here. Death. Protection, we'll just ping it out, but it's very speedy. Walks into jabs. BKB comes out. He's gonna have to teleport away. He cannot stay here. That is not how you want to use it.
It's not. Those is 8-second. It's getting a little lower. Not the best for him. But either way, he's got to go play on that side of the map because he is the most survivable. The reason for Ame is because there's such a long period of time where he had BKB and escape tools. Ame did not. Doesn't want to have to blow Chronos. So that's what they had to do, push out those side lanes, and eventually you're going to get punished after you. It's the high ground.
Here comes the high ground. Shinju in position, though. They're looking like they want to just get rid of this Wyvern. They don't want to have to... Yeah, there's no Winter's Curse that they have to worry about at all. No buyback over here on Wyvern. 40-something seconds. Several Lotus Orbs being thrown out. Faith Beyond trying to run away. Death just keeps putting on that pressure. The Exorcism does get popped. They go for that Chronosphere, followed up with the Sunstrikes. They'll blow up Death, but you still have a Luna over here. And you do have someone who's gone perhaps a little bit too far. Jab's going to pay for his sins here for going in, but a couple more clicks coming out. Got the XO, nothing to say. We'll just slowly get chipped down. And Fabian, he's trying everything he can. He's got all the ghosts, but look at that multicast. Oh dear. Raven just doing things that a Luna does in this mid-game. Hitting the buildings, forcing them back.
They just can't approach at all. DJ did a cool move there during the chrono. He actually walked up and tanked one of the Sunstrikes that was going to hit the Luna to split the damage in half, just to keep Raven's HP a little bit higher. So these like little min-max things that they did gives them a better chance in these team fights, but LGD has to go for that. Unfortunately for them, they don't quite have the Refresher Orb. They didn't have it in that match. It was 4,000 gold on the Invoker, but he wasn't quite there yet. Ate the Sunstrike in that clip right there. And yeah, they're going to kill Jabs in the back line, but Faith Beyond is not the best front liner at this point. They used a great Halberd on the LGD side against Raven to buy them sometime right before his BKB got popped, but unfortunately at that point, fight was still too far over. Void desperately looking to catch up here. Almost, he does have Mjolnir now, aiming for a shard, and a Scotty is absolutely necessary against Luna, but big. We're like almost double now. Raven was almost 2 times the net worth of the enemy carry. Oh, he's got Butterfly too. So
he still has an Aegis. Still has an Aegis. This guy is having a perfect game. 6-0-5 right now. Very powerful. He's got his teammates to go and tank all of this damage. Look at this, he just does not care. He gets silenced. Okay, big deal. He's got a Lotus on him. Oh, it pops it. Plus with this...
That was a Mirror Shield. He had a Lincoln. Lincoln's and a Lotus. That's a Mirror Shield.
That's pretty much it.
And he's got armor here.
Off here. There it is. There's Winter's Curse. Again, it's the wrong target, though. These guys, they don't do enough.
Oh, no.
It's a follow-up.
It's too early.
No, it's too early. It's full. Raven's back up. He's got the BKB. He's getting Fiend's grip. To the rest of the team, what are they going to do? What can they possibly do? The buyback coming out now from Wyvern. They're trying to find any sort of an opening, and they get the defense off. All right, BKB popped over onto Ame. He's trying to force him out of his base. He does not like that. Here, Trent gets stunned up. Couple of bashes, not going to be able to run away this time around. Silence over onto this Timbersaw. Raven, though, he pops at Titanic. He gets Chrono Speared by Ame. They're going to be able to follow up with the Cataclysm, with the meatballs. It's enough. They take down the Luna. Death running for his life now. The tables have turned. LGD, they're just going after them, taking them down one by one. DJ, he's been a sassy boy this entire time, but they've had enough. Where's your high five now, dude?
All right, they finally win a team fight. It looked so bad after that Cataclysm came out. If Winter's Curse is active, nobody there takes damage except for the primary guy from Winter Wyvern. So those Sunstrikes hit just a moment too early, and as a result, it looked really bad. But the crucial mistake was Tuen jumping in and getting killed a little out of position. The tower wasn't dead. Fnatic was flexing their strength clearly, but him dying was too much. Because once he's down, the burst damage is gone, and Fnatic wasn't able to prevent LGD from chasing them down and scoring those kills.
What a fight. Honestly, what a fight. You cannot, at this level, when you are a team at TI-10, you cannot make these mistakes.
You can't. But on the bright side, a little opening from their opponent, some good punishment, and they were able to get Queen of Pain. The BKB had already been used on her, so she ends up destroyed. She's queuing up a Satanic now. She might have been silenced. I do remember seeing silence when she was dying. I don't know if she had blink or not is what I'm saying. Maybe she could have blinked out or something.
I mean, that is, it's both a curse and a blessing, right? When you have a very aggressive team, a very aggressive draft, and maybe sometimes you're feeling yourself a little bit too much. You're like, man, there's no way that we could possibly.
Yeah, we're winning. They wasted their Cataclysm. It didn't. Their Chronosphere is down. We can certainly fight, but you know they don't have any defensive items actually. I mean, they just have some Yule Scepters. DJ did purchase the Fire Shield Shard, so he's been slapping that on his teammate. A great way to reduce the damage that Void does, but. Other than that, Lotus, Lincolns, they don't have a Force Staff, they don't have a Glimmer. Either of those items might have saved Queen of Pain. They're not working with it. They didn't need it until that moment.
And then they were like, man, we really needed that.
He bought it.
He got the Wind Waker.
And that's why Tiny didn't have a Force Staff or a Glimmer. Because he's like, I know what I need to make sure Cataclysm does not guarantee kill one of my cores every fight for the rest of the time. It's that item, Wind Waker.
The second Wind Waker, I think you and I have cast.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think we saw Puck have it the other day. Raven does get revealed. Looking for the Chronosphere, manages to go and grab 2 of the cores, but there it is, there's the Wind Waker. Buys them just enough time. Juen, though, not going to be quite as lucky. BKB coming out, they'll be able to go and use the Winter's Curse, holding this Luna in place. As over on the other side, it's not looking great for DJ, not looking great for Jabs. Cores, though, they need a bit of help. There's so much damage, the Fear, the Exorcism, they blow up Raven, and this is looking like a very dead death, too.
They were not ready for that fight, and there was a perfect Observer Ward placed by LGD, waiting for them to cross the river. They had perfect vision, they get the big Chronosphere, and even with that Wind Waker save on Luna, Quap dies instantly, no buyback, and all of a sudden, LGD is ahead. And let's think back, guys. Fnatic's been crushing all game. Here's that replay once again. They grip the Quap to guarantee her death. Ame's DPS is actually pretty solid now. He's able to clean up DJ on the backline. Winter's Curse offsets the BKB. In the Eclipse of Luna, then they tornadoed. It just allowed them to separate the fight so well. And that one mistake with Quap dying mid has opened up so much for LGD.
They do not have buyback on their 2 cores right now. They're just ripping through these buildings. And I wonder if PSG, I feel like perhaps they're going to play a bit safe. But if they knew, do you think they would try to put even more pressure over here on those cores? Or is that too risky?
This is the way to...
They're too calm and collected.
It's pretty safe. I mean, they just got a big net worth advantage. It's going to make the map positioning better for the rest of the game.
I feel like Fnatic would, though. Like, the way that they're so aggressive, the way that they play, they'll be like, ah, let's go.
And in some ways, I would argue that even if LGD knows they have buyback, it's safer to take their racks, right? Because you're less out of position. When they buy back, you can more easily escape from the enemy's base, and they don't have Chronosphere Exo anyway, so if they get caught, they're like, they really don't want to fight. So this is just a safer move. Get big gold advantage now. That was like a 15k gold swing from the advantage that Fnatic has, and now they're playing from behind without any defensive items other than the Wind Waker.
Out for blood again. Death and Chuan looking for anyone that they could possibly find. It looks like they're going to be able to just barely teleport away. Find them this time around as they check the tree line.
Or Death Prof. Maybe gonna go to... Vasa's Void, or love to have lower cooldown as Refresh Orb and Cataclysm.
Double damage.
Double damage now on Void. His Chronosphere is up again. Gonna walk right into death here.
He doesn't like his level so bad that he'd get. It's opening with Scotty. If he jumps on the right hero, he's got pretty good stun lock, anti-healing, and now it's their turn. The Ag's coming up. I get it. You know, that's the perfect.
This is.
I'm dead.
Why?
Who
Is it
doesn't
gonna
want
be
an
his?
Ags?
He gave it 2 feet. Walk back.
It's also not bad either.
It's quite good on Winter Wyvern too. Quite
I think
good on
Ame.
Bane.
I don't know. I think Ame gets this.
Increases buyback cooldown, or his buyback cost.
He's looking
Truly, yeah.
to the die.
All right.
Immortality.
Oh, it's a joy to cast with you.
The Bane Axe is pretty.
It's
It's really cool. He's got BKB also, so protected it first. Now
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
all right, 39 minutes in the game. 4 items now.
I mean,
Sure.
Flicker is always excellent, in my opinion.
Yes, pretty solid this game as well against like Void and stuff. You can get separation. Obviously, you get Chronos, not going to do anything. But if he just chases after you like it did in the last fight, because CJ doesn't have any defensive items, he actually bought a Midas. So now they're like, all right, we're going late, is what he's thinking. That seems a little weird to me. Because, okay, sure, if you have confidence that this game's going to go on for another 20 minutes, Midas is great here. But it's like the same cost as a Force Staff.
Tower is
Maybe
under
you could
attack.
force yourself or an ally out before they get
No, dude, it's next level play. They're gonna go for a Wind Waker over on the Ogre. He's gonna get that multicast. He's just gonna Wind Waker his entire team. He's gonna
Yeah.
win. Just save his whole team.
But if the game goes on for 10 minutes, your Midas is gonna on Ogre. It's a really
Ooh.
it's a good hero for it. Ooh, they're catching it. Maybe jabs on the right side.
Oh!
He scanned for 2, but it was nighttime. He just couldn't see him.
Okay.
Farmed.
Going
Yo,
to the side of PSG.
How is Void top net worth right now? What the hell happened? It's like I look away for 10 minutes and
It's Ame, dude.
it's the eggs. The eggs that he got gave him.
Give me those fantasy
It's like-
points,
it's-
Ame.
it's
Let's
6K
go.
net worth. 6K net worth right there. He's fishing.
He is indeed fishing. Haven't
tries to
hard
toss him
committed
back.
just yet.
Perhaps
Goes forward, goes backwards.
Jabs has toss requires no target. He's trying to throw him so deep that he can't escape. But that said, he's got Ags, so if he's got the,
refresher.
he could jump back. Yeah, he could also refresher too. So 2 refreshers now. 1 on Void, 1 on Invoker. Let's see how many die.
Death taking a lot of damage. But again, just flirting back and forth, not a hard committal yet. The Exorcism will probably make the opening as they're gonna go right after Death. They do get a really nice stun off though. Right, oh my god, oh, it's just over like that. All of a sudden the Aegis pop. He's gonna come right back up again, and he's gotta find this opening. He's gotta find himself a Chronosphere. He does manage to find it over here onto the Luna. There's gonna be Cataclysm coming in hot. He's got a lot of damage. Is it gonna be enough? It looks like yes, they'll be able to take down Raven. Immediate buyback. Second Chronosphere comes out. There's just lots of buybacks coming out. They're just wiping them. Everyone's buying back over on the side of Fnatic. They get a grip over on Twin. They do manage to take down Y, but the rest of PSG.LGD, they're happy. They forced out 4 buybacks. Oh, and they might be getting themselves a little something extra, a little goodie bag here, because they're just gonna tip away over onto this Death Prophecy silence, and there's just so much damage. It's buying a lot of time while this is going on, but eventually, oh, this could potentially jabs.
Got to chase, wants to prevent him from. He's got a TP ready, so all he's got to do is jump pretty far.
He's good. He's good now.
Jab's ready to teleport in there. Instead, doesn't catch him. Totally fine. Cost him a lot of buybacks for that fight, but that was refresher orbs and big ultis on the LGD side. So if Fnatic can cross the map right now and get at least a Rax, it would be more likely they're going to force a buyback. But cooldowns, maybe they will be too. We'll see what ends up happening.
Illusion.
Unfortunately, they weren't able to save Raven in the fight. That was the big. When the Chronos came out, I was like, "Who's caught? Ogre? It's Luna. Okay, obviously you use the Luna, but Jabs couldn't quite get the angle. I think his might have been down, or he tried to get close in time, but he got caught in the Chronosphere, didn't get the Wind Waker off, so wasn't able to protect Raven.
Feel the bloodthirstiness. Now from the side of Fnatic, they've already started crossing the river. They're trying to get into position.
And they
need to use cooldown to their advantage.
40 seconds Chrono, 54 for Void, so they don't have a lot of time, but again, this is the downside of being behind on racks and map position. It's like, you get some advantage, you got to cross so far, and you didn't kill enough heroes, and it took a little too long to kill Death Prophet, maybe as a result. By the time you get there, she's 30 seconds away, and yeah, they don't even have to buy back on LG. But Fnatic does have great map position. They got some wards down, but now that the spells are almost off, they're gonna.
LGD now, they're feeling confident, they're feeling aggressive, they go for a smoke. Hiding in the tree. Much information as possible. A wraparound play. Ping's coming out.
Ward down by Roche, that one will be used. Tornado, that'll give them information about where LGD is playing. But it's better for Fnatic to stay over here by the tri-camp. You can cut the mid wave and the bot wave, and those are the two axes that they're struggling in, and help them make sure that LGD can force LGD to play the opposite side of the map, and it's going to make it potentially easy for Fnatic to buildings. So right now, their creep wave's about to approach. They could go hit buildings mid. They feel confident where LGD is. Ame showing top right now for. Eventually, they're going to have to go back, or they can threaten some split push, and one TP coming back. That got spotted by Nothing to Say. Yeah, everybody on.
You've got to be feeling a little bit nervous. Spended 4 different buybacks. If you get caught out again, that could just very easily.
Oh yeah, it's if 2 cores die, or getting in. All about the initiation, the vision, reading the map, where your opponents are putting their heroes. Are they fully together? Frankly, that doesn't even matter much. You just atmosphere and some global spells.
Ultimate sacrifice.
Look how fast John's just like, nope, 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 nope.
Yep. He
Pops that haster and that's like, yeah, no.
He saved his recipe though. It's about to buy a plane. Quite have one yet. Attack speed reduction against Void would be nice.
Islands immediately. Chuen getting found again here. Needs to be careful of this tornado. A little bit off the mark.
Raven ended up selling bot and Aeon. The right choice. It's all about surviving.
It's all about that burst.
If that pops before the Cataclysm hits, he takes 0 damage for that 2.5 second window. Second way to cover him. But
I'm dead.
I think if they hit at the same time though, he might just instantly die. I'm not 100%. That's 2 sources of Cataclysm damage, so we'll see what happens potentially. Like if you're full, let's say you have 8 HP, but you're full. Right. Is your Aeon Disc gonna proc, or are you just gonna die? You probably die. Or maybe, that's a bad example. Let's say you have 2,000 HP, but you're full, and each Cataclysm does like 1,200. Is the first one gonna proc your Aeon Disc, or do they hit the exact same time? I'm not sure. We'll find out. It could matter. But on paper, Aeon Disc is like one of the only solutions other than
3
expensive win. Oh, and we have a new one about one too. They just gotta stay spread out and pray that Face of Void did not get Chronos for AoE, which he did not. That's good. Probably wasn't a bad idea to skip it, but like, you know, Chronos for AoE when you have Cataclysm is real good.
And is picked up now for the Winter Wyvern. We're reaching that state of the game where it's all about who can outlast each other, who can survive the longest, so you can get out the damage needed. Movement coming out, the Hex immediately, Ame finding death, their Aeon Disc immediately procking over here. The Thrust of Lotus gonna have to use that Yules by a little bit more time rather than the Windraker that he just picked up, but there's too much damage, the Fear on top of that.
Oh, the bash.
He's not gonna be able to do it! He's got 1 more second till he comes up. No, that is a dead death. Over on the back line, Chuen trying to poke, trying to get anything. The Chronosphere does come out though, he has the BKB, so no, that's just too much damage. Chuen will fall. Buyback now, he's the only one over on the side of Fnatic with that buy. buyback. Exorcism has been used. Well, try to push them up. Raven,
Oh,
need to be
use
careful.
Fnatic.
The BKB follows up again, but they have the Wind Waker. They're going to wait very patiently. Done. Hex, follow up. Is this the end? It's the end of Raven. And they've got plenty of damage on the other side here as Twen is not looking healthy. He will fall. The GG indeed gets called. PSG waiting so patiently.
That was incredible play by LGD as a whole. They just completely came back after that one mistake, and as a result, slowly collect advantage and collect advantage. Go for those late game win conditions. And it's so scary playing against that. It's that one fight